Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel, Trusted Gem Goddess Quita, or you can call me Quita, either one would do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. As you guys know, I post on both of my channels, Spiritual Justice Gem and Trusted Gem. I do personal readings, and I do have healing candles as well. If you hear my kids in the background, they are here. um so this video is just about my point of view, what my point of view on holidays, on like certain holidays, on Halloween. And we're going to talk about All Souls Day. Well, All Souls, I think it's called Commemeration. Yeah, Commemeration. All Souls Commemeration. And this consists of 3 days. Okay, first of all, my little rant is I don't understand people who celebrate Halloween and Christmas. And the reason why I say that is because you guys really celebrate All Hallows Eve. That's the real nature of All Souls Commemoration. It's a 3-day it was a 3-day tradition, and this is a tradition that should have been kept. This is what Spirit wanted me to speak on to the collective, because this is a tradition that should have been kept, and they turned it into something minimalized, and they turned into something, they minimalized it, and they turned into something totally evil, like what I want to say evil, totally low vibrational. They turned it into something so low vibrational, and they only celebrate it for 1 day. And All Souls Day is the commemoration of all the faithful departed. Doesn't matter if they're good, bad, or whatever. Everybody that departed this 3D realm that doesn't have a body, but that used to have a body, it doesn't have one anymore. And it was just a tradition where we uplifted the dead, and this is because the veils between the worlds of everything that on these 3 particular days, which they have reduced it to 1 that we celebrate, which they have reduced it to something so low vibrational. It has nothing to do with celebrating the dead. It has stuff to do with just people being like celebrating, like how can I put it, like low vibrational mind states. Like people who was here that were very evil, low vibration. That's what I mean. Like really, I'm sorry. This theme is really messing with my camera. I have my humidifier on, y'all. I have to have it. But yeah, they have made this such a wicked holiday when it wasn't. It wasn't nothing that was. It wasn't wicked. It was very high vibrational. And the reason why they did it for the 3-day ceremony commemoration was because, okay, baby, you can go off. The 3-day celebration was because 3 is the number of mastery. Let's get that out the way. And then on top of that, when anybody that was lost, or you say someone was unalived and you didn't know, or someone was unalived in such a way that in like a really demonic way, a really nasty low vibrational way, a lot of us get that the spiritual world, which is the subconscious mind, confused and so compressed to only certain ideas, so they have tunnel vision about what everything is. And this was just a 3-day commemoration to uplift the dead, the collective that had died, that have gone over to the spiritual realm, whether they know they or not, because what that does is uplift them to their conscience, all the dead conscience. Even if they want to, everybody wants to be uplifted, everybody wants to be remembered. That is a collective how can I put it, that is a collective conscience agreement. And what that does is it simply lets us know that it just lets us know, it gives us, how can I put it, I am so falling over my words right now, because the way I'm feeling it is not the way I'm able to verbalize it, because it's not coming from me. It's coming from the Holy Spirit. So the way that the Holy Spirit is giving it to me is that, because talking about that side, just strictly about that side, and then having okay, when I reverenced my mother when my mother passed away, I wasn't until like I was 25 when I was able, to actually celebrate her death. And I say celebrate because when you think of something in a happy, joyful way, and you celebrate something, it uplifts. And that's why a lot of people say, when I die, don't have a funeral, have a celebration. Just be shouting and doing all this stuff, because what it does is it allows that person's consciousness to evolve, because you're reverencing. They're not just over there to the side, just to the left or to the right, and that's how they feel. And the more you recognize your mother, your father, your brother, whoever you was close to, the more you build their consciousness up, and the more that when they come back to be reborn in this particular 3D construct. That's why Isis and Osiris was because they understood that life don't stop when you don't have a body, and they understood that to the epitome of on every level. That's why they was God and goddesses of the underworld, because they understood that. They understood, even if you celebrate them, that's why they mummified the dead. That's why they did that. Not so we can remember and reverence and praise, so that you can uplift that person's consciousness. Because once you uplift people's consciousness, that soul's consciousness in the afterlife, let's just use that's what Spirit was trying to get me to say, the afterlife. Let's just use the Egyptian terminology. In the afterlife, once you uplift those people's consciousness, it helps them better when they're reborn here to have a heightened awareness of the past, the future, and it just uplifts them on every level. So when they're reborn, people don't have to go through so much negative, low vibrational states, and we can actually remember our past lives and stuff that we can remember our purposes, our past lives, things, the key points of what we come here to accomplish, instead of getting like, you see how Diddy fell into this trap of, I hate to keep using his name, but he's so profound for everything negative when it comes to what you don't do to humans, period. So you don't fall into traps like that. So you don't fall into traps like people that's on the Epstein list. People that do stuff like that. Your soul will remember when you go to sell it, or you be like, no, you're so more apt to be like, I'm not going to do that. That's not the way. You're not so easily to be in that fear-based mindset that you take whatever is being thrown at you. You can rightly divide the word of truth. And that was the epitome of who Isis and Osiris are and was in the Egyptian world. That's why they were so, because they understood, they were so intelligent, they understood it on every. Okay, my camera cut off, y'all, so I'm back. But they understood that concept on every level, and every, how can I say, when something is expanding on every spectrum and every level. They understood it on every spectrum and every level of why we on why we reverence the dead, we give commemoration to the dead, why we do that. They understood that on every level. They understood it, and they wasn't afraid of the dead. They wasn't afraid to talk to the dead. They wasn't afraid of nothing. They understood it, and that was their soul calling for the conscious. Why does camera keep doing it? They understood that was their soul calling. Not everybody soul calling is that once you understand the truth and recognize the truth, and that's why they once you understand the truth and know how to rightly divert the word of truth, that's all you need is discernment. Because some people are giving you the truth. You don't have to go search and do what they do, because it's already handed to you, and you need to be doing something else. That's why I don't understand people who like to be in other people's purpose and business and try to suck their essence up, because baby, you have your own, what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't supposed to be doing what everybody else is supposed to do. Some people do great stuff, some people do small stuff. Small things matter just as much as the great things matter. And when you're out of pocket, when you're out of line, and your ass got to be checked, it's because you out of pocket, you out of line. You supposed to be doing something totally different, and you over here, you over here popping off, doing other stuff you're not supposed to be doing. Excuse me. And so that is why Osiris and Isis were the goddesses, the goddess and god of the dead. They understood it, the afterlife. And excuse me, my throat. They understood it. And they understood it on every level and spectrum because of their soul calling. And that's what made them great, because they didn't go outside their soul calling. And when you get what I'm saying? And another thing, when somebody called themselves a goddess in the Egyptian, it means that they simply mastered something. A god or a goddess, they mastered something. They're the goddess of something. They're the god of something because they master it. That's why they call them ascended masters now, because our concept of God has changed. And that makes sense that we would call them goddesses and gods back then, because of what great missions they were on, of what they accomplished. And it makes sense that we're going back into this circle of nothing new under the sun. That makes sense, because now that we have grown, expanded on the spectrum and grown on levels, that means that there's a new wave of information, there's a new understanding about something. So we're not going to always have the same terminology, because it's like we don't speak the same languages, but we can understand. I'm sorry, my throat. But we can understand things from a soul level and put it in the language that you speak. And that's why it's important to be on a soul mission. That's why it's so important to have the discernment of spirits, and that's why it's so important to not be so closed-minded and not to be so religious. Because religious people, they got a block on their mind. They can't think outside of religion what's being taught from somebody else, and that comes from that own person's understanding and not from a spiritual point. It can come from a spiritual point, but that's limited to that person's perspective of things. It's not the whole perspective. Okay? But All Hallows Eve is the 31st. The first is All Hallows. All Hallows Day is the second. That's the complete. It's done in threes for mastery. It's done in threes for mastery. I'm sorry, I'll keep pausing because I woke up with a scratchy throat this morning. I woke up with it. I got my humidifier. I don't know what happened. I just woke up with a scratchy throat. What I had, it could have been some food I had. The way they prepared the food, I ate out. I shouldn't have. I'm trying to see if the Holy Spirit want me to say anything else. I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah, and it was agreed upon. Christians, the Western Christianity, the regular Christianity, the Western Christianity, the Roman Catholic, the Lutherans, all Hallowtide. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a lot of religions that agreed upon that practices, and then they turn into something so low vibrational and wicked until it has no. Halloween has no. Oh, I'm just going to get candy. Oh, I just want candy. That's not what that was for. That's not what that was created for. It just wasn't. And so that's why I'm big on what holidays I celebrate, and me knowing exactly how I'm spending my energy in this world. This is one of the reasons why I choose to celebrate these three particular days the way that we used to, because it uplifts the afterlife conscious to a higher vibration, to a higher standard. And that's why I will continue to practice All Souls Day, All Souls Day commemoration. That's why I will continue to practice All Souls Day commemoration. And that's it. That's why I understand how people who celebrate Halloween could celebrate Christmas too, because they two totally different things. Like highly demonic, highly, this is the day you're supposed to be celebrating for other people, and this is another day that you're supposed to be celebrating for other people too, for a different purpose. But we have got it so asphyxiated on receiving gifts, buying things, and only focus on the physical world and our own needs on this while we're here. We don't think about after we leave, unless it's a will or we're leaving something to our kids, but we don't think about ourselves spiritually after we leave. And a lot of people are like, well, she came back awakened and I had, because maybe in my past life I knew this and I went on ahead and made, like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be a badass too in their lifetime. You can do that too. While you live, you can make that pact with the universe that when you transform out of this body into just a spiritual body, to just your spiritual ship, that you can hold on to your memories, that you can hold on to certain stuff, that you can come back in your contract and do certain things. Capiche? I hope you understand. I hope you comprende, my friend. I do. I'm amigo. Amigo. I hope you comprende, because right now, the way that America is looking, we real dumb. We real left behind. And that's why so many other people or cultures are more advanced than us, even though it don't look like it. That's why they think we're kind of stupid and slow, because we are. We celebrate Halloween with candy and dressing up like horrors and dead people, evil people, demonic demons. That holiday was not for